Friends, welcome. Time for the June 2023 recap on the road to 1 million. So this is a project I'm doing to give myself 2 years to see if we can get to 1 million monthly page views. I got to tell you right now, it's not happening at the present. Doesn't mean it can't happen. I got 28 more weeks left to go. But let me share with you what's been going on the last month. Let's get to it. Let's go through it. Here's one thing that happened. We just moved. The day before we did the day of doing our big move, my wife and I went out and got a ginormous breakfast at Waffle House because that's what you do. And here's what's going on also at our property now. Even though we're moved in, there's a giant load of rocks coming in. Here's a driveway that we're in the middle of trying to pour. We're supposed to have an inspection today. That is a guest home right there that I built for my dad. So we're all going to live on at the same house together. Here's me doing the only thing I could figure out how to do, which is like hang some house numbers. All right, so let's get to these sites. So we got 6 sites. If you didn't already know, Brooks Conkle, Mobile Rundown, and then 4 other projects that I don't necessarily name specifically, but the top 2 you can go to, right? You can go to this website, see what's happening. And yeah, we have a lot of stuff going on with them, things changing, things adjusting. So excited to talk about it with you. All right, let's get rolling. This is from a recent YouTube video that I did. If you're not already connected with me or you haven't seen this video, you may want to check it out. It's me getting the opportunity to check out SGE, so Google's AI search. It's in Google Labs right now, so you can get it. You can sign up for it to test it out and give it a go. So where did we get with our page views? We'll get there. So let's start with Bobo Cheeto and just kind of progress. You can look at the blue in the top left is probably the easiest to do. Of course, you can look at the graph and just kind of see what it's doing over the previous. Should be 6 months. I realized later on in the slides, I don't know why I'm thinking about this now, but I did the last 3 months, so I'll have to back that up in the future, but that's okay. So 2.38K, 2.28K. So kind of steady, definitely not growing over the last month. That's okay though. That's kind of steady. That site has not gotten much attention from us. Probably the same with this one, Mamacita. 1.67K, 1.74. So slight increase in clicks. So that's cool. Cute little dog that we fostered. I've showed this guy to you before. If you've seen the previous month, I think the last couple of months I showed you. He only stayed with us like 3 days or something like that, but he found this little spot on the table that he jumped up and just kind of laid down. Thought it was super cute, so took a picture for you. All right, the site cheers to that. Okay, it does. I did do the last 6 months. Nope, I did the last 3 months. I did the last 90 days. Do I do 90 days? No, I do 6 months on these. Yep. So I did the last 90 days on these. That's okay. So 40.9K and then 63.9K. So you can see a big bump, big spike in this one. I had good number, almost 3,000 site visits in one day for this site. So it's pretty cool on this on cheers to that. So it's actually making some cash. So in the last 30 days, it's generated $100 in ad revenue, which is cool. Side story on that. I am with Mediavine with my top 2 sites. I thought that Mediavine still had the deal where you can move a site over to them once you have 25,000 monthly sessions. And so I crossed through that and then reached out to them. I was like, sweet, ready to move the site over. And they said, yeah, you have to have 50,000 sessions. I was like, nah, but I already have sites with you guys. They said, yeah. 50,000 sessions. So towards the end of 2022, they did away with that, that I'm gonna call it a deal where you already have a site with them. You get your next site at 25,000 sessions. So I thought I was moving it over, and I'm not yet. I think I've hit close to 40,000 sessions in a month. I don't know. We'll just have to see. So I'll keep you posted on that. And if you would like 100 plus money making ideas, side hustles, business ideas, I'm ever evolving and adjusting this list. But if you're not on my email list, sign up in the description. And let me say this email list, this newsletter is actually going to adjust. I'll go ahead and give you some hints here. It's going to we're going to shift it. We're going to shift it from more only a personal newsletter from my brand to something related to Destroy the Box. And maybe it's going to be called Destroy That Box newsletter. And I may actually even have it related to that website, Destroy That Box. Currently goes to brooksconkle.com. But by me doing this, I'll be able to separate it from my brand. It's still me. It's still me as the main writer, author, sharing with you what I'm doing. But I'm gonna adjust it. So if you have ideas of what you'd want to see in a newsletter, like, do you want to see stuff around the internet? Like, do you want to see other people's projects, what they're working on? Do you want to see me progress through what I'm working on? Do you want to see a combination of the tool? Do you want to see new tools and resources I hear about? Let me know like what you think about there. I'd be super interested to know your thoughts and then build it out for you. So you don't need to see me like that. All right, the mobile rundowns. What do we have here? 222K clicks in the previous 6 months. And that has increased to 229K. So slight bump up. All about this website. This bump that you're seeing is still from Mardi Gras 2023, earlier in February, where we just got crazy spikes of traffic. And we intend to build that up and prepare for that this next year for 2024. So Mobile Rundown, we published 10 new articles to be indexed. We did 3 the previous month. So that's a definite improvement there. In May, it looks like we made $800. In June, we made about $800. So it's about the same income wise. So where do we get traffic wise? We're getting there. This is a project of the Mobile Rundown. So it's one of the things that we're actually expanding. Like, we're doing multiple things to grow traffic to the site. This is one of the things. We have this eating project, A to Z in 2023, where we're eating at different restaurants in our city throughout the year. And then we're keeping up with them. We're actually like writing an article about each one and we're connecting it all. It's a really fun project. It takes a lot of time. It's hard for us because we actually don't we actually don't eat out that much. And 2, like, you have to eat out and you have to capture it and you have to go back and like write an article. So you have to be very methodical about making sure that you do that. So brooksconkle.com. 3 articles the last month, 5 this last month. As you can see, we're starting to slow down. We're slowing down the pace of our publishing rate. One reason is because we're going back and we're revamping, and I'm going to talk about that in a little while. So stay tuned. But we're revamping, and really, I'm really trying to fine tune what we're posting about. Like this, my brand has been hit the hardest in Google's search, but I think it's also going to have the biggest comeback once we're done. Of course, zero control over that. There's no promises in business, but I'll talk about that a little bit more. So here we are. The last 6 months, 154,000 site visits, down to 109. As you can see on that left side, that spike is just about off the chart. So once that removes off the chart, this traffic, good night, I hope, will stabilize. I hope that we've stabilized it now. You can see on the right side, the impressions are slowly starting to creep up. I'm hoping that has to do with some of the adjustments that we're making, but not really forming an opinion as of yet, as of what that is, etc. So earnings 484 in May, 513 in June, which is kind of interesting. Mama on my team mentioned that we had less sessions in June, yet we made more money. And she asked me why that was. And I said, well, it depends on what site traffic, like where the traffic was, like what countries, because there's higher payout countries like in the United States. And then also what articles they're going on. Every article has its own RPM and payment amounts that are paid out. So you can actually have less traffic and make more money, which is interesting to think about. All right, so here's the total income from the previous 6 months. And if you watched the video last month, I forgot to update this slide. So like I had not even updated it. So our June income is very in line with like April and May. It's right in there. So we're operating at break even right now. So total cost or ballpark this exact amount. So I can't operate like this obviously forever, right? Like not long term. But we're doing things to to turn the ship and increase that income. So at a minimum, as long as we can break even with our business expenses, I think that like I can survive from other income sources for a while. Luckily, I have other income sources. So I can do that for a while before it starts, really affecting what I call Conkle Inc., like our family, before we really have to make some drastic moves. Like, do I need to take a business loan or business line of credit to continue growth? I'm not sure. Um, I'm not sure, but like that's a part of what recording this live every month is that you get to see that, right? Like you're in the mix of this exact thing. All right, so the breakdown is 1.5 in ad revenue, very little affiliate income, sponsorship another 2.7K. Oh, and I should have mentioned, I think it's on there. It's on the slide, but a bonus work of $600. I'm doing some freelance work myself with a friend of mine that inherited a business, and it's like some WordPress edits and content stuff, and it's right up my alley. I'm already doing it for my own brands, so I'm kind of clocking some hours with him and getting paid an hourly rate that I thought was fair for both of us. And yeah, so that's what that is, an additional $600. So that's very, very positive. That's helpful, right? Another income stream. So here's some things, some rainbows and unicorns. We got a lot that's going on here. A lot that's going on. So Mama has helped with this a lot, who's taken the reins and the control of a lot of this. So created a system to publish 5 or 6 news posts spread over a week. Before we were kind of doing it once a week. Now we're trying to be at the Mobile Rundown, we're trying to actually be current with some news. We're scheduling those on Facebook. And it looks like we submitted our site to 5 or 6 news sources. So we're trying to increase our reach and trying to get our articles picked up. Not a huge, like so far, not like major results for that yet, but I mean, totally worth our effort in what we're doing. So this is big, right? Revamp of brookskonkle.com. We're working on close to 400 posts. Like we have like close to 400 posts. There's a lot. There's a lot to connect. We're deleting chunks that don't make sense. We're writing things better. We're connecting. We're improving. There's a whole process in what we're doing. In fact, I spent an hour and recorded what I did. I'm going to turn that into just a simple course, like a simple product that someone can buy. That after they have a site with some traffic, that these are things that they could really do. We're really fine tuning these things. And so we've done about 80. We did 50 in June, which was crazy. It's only Omama and I working on this. So it's a lot of work. They can take as little as like an hour and a half. They can take up to like 6-7 hours to go all the way through the post, just depending how long it is and like things that we need to interlink and connect. So that gets pretty wild. Other cool things happening at BC at Brooks Conkle is ConvertKit. I'm 100% switching to Beehive. I've made this final decision. My account for ConvertKit goes through, I think, November, but I've already upgraded my account at Beehive, so I'll be formulating that newsletter. We're trying to develop a social media strategy where we can automate a little bit better. And then we're looking into a few other things. So ConvertBox. I purchased that. We purchased that about a year ago, but we have not really utilized it to the best of its ability. But we're working on that, and that's coming up. The biggest thing, biggest punch in the face, obviously, is site traffic for Brooks Conkle and this revamp project, which is taking a lot of resources. It's taking a lot of our time and energy and effort. I do believe it's going to be worth it, though. I really do. I really do. Okay, so where did we get to traffic-wise? In May, 118,543. So in June, 114,900. So we're still 10%. of the way to a million monthly page views, 10% of the way there. So can we get there? I don't know. Comment, let me know. Do you like not a chance, Brooks? Not a chance. Or like, yeah, like if you buckle down and you do X, Y, and Z, you have a shot. I have multiple friends who have reached a million monthly page views. Now, look, it's also I understand that a million monthly page views is also like a vanity metric. 100%, I get that. But I wanted to set a goal, right? I want to set a goal and work towards something and steer the ship towards this light out into the distance, and that's what we've been doing. Um, so we're gonna stay on it, right? We're gonna keep doing what we're doing. The revamp is taking away a lot of resources from what I'm doing, but it's so valuable. It's so worth it. All right, watch this video that YouTube tells you you think you need to watch, and I will see you next time. Peace.